Good evening and thank you for tuning in to My Kentucky TV at 10. I'm Katie Jackson. The state's budget and tax reform plan has been the hot topic this month, and it looks like Kentucky is back to square one. State legislature approved and then passed a budget bill and tax bill last week, and Governor Matt Bevin announced today he will be vetoing both of them. He says lawmakers didn't do enough to address issues in Kentucky. Governor Matt Bevin says he will veto a $480 million tax increase and a 2-year operating budget that was passed by the House and Senate. Bevin has said that the state is spending too much money, and he says the bills just don't do enough to fix the state's budget problems. A reminder of what's in the tax bill. It adds a 6% sales tax to 17 different services that hadn't had tax before. Now it increases the cigarette tax by 50 cents a pack. It cuts the individual and corporate tax to 5%. It also cuts some tax deductions, including those for medical expenses, medical insurance, paid taxes, and investment income. On Friday, the governor's budget director, John Chilton, said the tax bill wouldn't produce as much money as the legislature thinks, leaving the state $50 million short. Senate President Robert Stivers and acting House Speaker David Osborne disagrees with that. Now, Governor Bevin said he plans to work with both the House and the Senate on a compromise.
I did not take this job to make people politically happy necessarily. This is a serious, serious issue. This isn't about politics. This is about doing what is right for Kentucky.
Lawmakers are scheduled to return to Frankfort on Friday and Saturday. Republican leaders have said they would override a veto. Now, they can override vetoes with a majority vote in each chamber. Now, some teachers protesting tonight in Lexington say these vetoes are a mixed bag. The teachers protested outside the Fayette School Board meeting as passing drivers honked in support. The teachers say the budget contains some things they like and some things they don't like. But despite what the state government does, these teachers say their students will always come first.
We wanted to come out and just truly show support for our public schools. We love them, and we think everybody should know how awesome our public schools are.
Governor Bevin has neither signed nor vetoed the public pension reform bill.
Good evening, everybody. Well, you woke up this morning to some lighter snow showers on the ground, but we've been seeing generally drier conditions as we made our way through the day, even working in some sunshine. But you can see on satellite and radar, we do have some cloud cover out there. The clouds have been breaking up in some spots, but they will be building back in as we head through the overnight. So really, we'll be dealing with some broken clouds and temperatures dropping pretty close to the freezing mark. We are currently, though, sitting at 42 degrees here in Lexington. You can see the same for Jackson, 45 in London, but there is a frost advisory in effect for eastern portions of the viewing area as well as some southern counties. That will go into effect at 1 o'clock in the morning through 9 a.m. for your Tuesday. So if you have any sensitive plants, bring them inside if you can or cover them up. Again, temperatures will be getting pretty close to the freezing mark, so it's going to be cold for the kids heading out to the bus stop. A little better as the afternoon goes on, but temperatures generally settling right around the lower 50s. We'll still work in a little bit of sunshine, but here's a quick look at the pollen forecast. It looks like the mold level registering at a low, and the only thing that is registering on that pollen forecast. But we do have, again, some cooler temperatures on the way for your Tuesday, but more spring-like temperatures as we head through the week. So we'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Elise. Now back to some more news. No arrests yet after someone shot a man and a pregnant woman last night in Lexington. Police they found a man shot in the leg on his porch on Charles Avenue. The pregnant woman's wounds are considered non-life-threatening. Officers say the shootings could have occurred on Whitney Avenue, where they found several shell casings in cars with bullet holes in them. It's 20 years in prison for David Peel. That's after he pleaded guilty to manslaughter last month in the 2008 death of Mark Dunn in Jessamine County. Someone found Dunn's body in a burned truck. Investigators say an autopsy showed he's been shot before the truck was set on fire. Now, Peel had been charged with murder before agreeing to plead guilty to manslaughter. A beloved historic building in Livingston caught fire Sunday night. This large building in Rockcastle County, known as the Depot, sits on Main and School Street. It was home to Friday night gospel singings and has even hosted weddings. The cause of the fire is unknown. The Livingston Fire Department's fire chief says with the age of the building, it may be electrical. The building has stood tall in Livingston since 1910, so it was more than 100 years old.
I met my husband in Livingston, Kentucky, and we got married right here in this building. That was the music hall and the barbershop. This means so much to me.
The people of Livingston say they are hoping people will donate to help rebuild the depot. Dogs are known as man's best friend. Now, what if the neighborhood you live in tried to tell you what breeds your best friend can and cannot be? Well, one in Lexington is doing that, and homeowners aren't happy. ABC 36's Lauren Shepard has more from McConnell's Trace.
Meet Bo, a German Shepherd. He's big and his bark is loud, but he's a gentle giant looking for a playmate. That's the case for many big dog breeds, 11 of which are now banned from McConnell's Trace, including shepherds like Bo, pit bulls, and Great Danes. Come here. Existing pets are grandfathered in, so homeowners get to keep them. But the change prevents new ones from being adopted in the neighborhood, and residents say it could keep new people from moving in. The change comes from McConnell's Trace developer Dennis Anderson. Homeowners tell me they don't feel like Anderson should have any say in what they can and can't have in their house.
This is my house, just like that's their house and that's their house, you know. We own these. How can he come in and send a letter to any of us saying we can't have this breed?
Josh McKern is the president of McConnell's Trace Homeowners Association. He says the board never voted on this. It all came from the developer. And he tells me if the HOA had any say, it wouldn't have passed. McKern has talked with Anderson and says the motivation behind the amendment is clear.
We had an old set of development and a new onset of development, and they were under two different deed of restrictions on this. So this amendment uniformed the entire neighborhood.
Still, McKern, owner of a banned Doberman Pinscher, doesn't agree with the rule change. He's encouraging everyone to sit down and talk about the decision at a town hall on Friday. Anderson is invited, and people will be bringing their big dogs to show him what they're really like. But even if the rule sticks, homeowners tell me that won't change their opinion of their pets.
Because this is my home, this is my family. And German Shepherds are what we love.
Reporting in Lexington, Lauren Shepard, ABC 36 News.
Around the world, people are asking, what will the United States do after an apparent chemical attack inside Syria? The latest tonight from Janae Norman.
It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. As bad as the news is around the world, you just don't see those images.
Chilling images show young children, even infants, after the suspected chemical weapons attack. At least 40 people killed in the rebel-held district of Doma near the Syrian capital of Damascus. Less than a week before, President Trump said he wanted to pull U.S. troops out of Syria, but this alleged attack possibly slowing that process down.
Do you still want to get out of Syria, Mr. President?
We're going to make a decision on all of that. In particular, Syria will be making that decision very quickly, but we cannot allow atrocities like that.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime denies using chemical weapons, claiming the videos are fabricated. Today, Syrian activists claim they took video of Russian specialists allegedly visiting the site of the chemical attack. After their survey, Russia's foreign minister said there were no traces of chlorine or any other chemical substance used against civilians. Meanwhile, President Trump for the first time publicly denounced Russian President Vladimir Putin, blaming him for backing Assad.
Does Putin bear responsibility for this?
He may, yeah, he may.
Just over a year ago, a suspected sarin gas attack in Syria prompted President Trump to order military strikes on a Syrian airfield as a warning to Assad. Experts say that response wasn't effective, and the president says within the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll learn how the administration plans to respond this time.
Nothing's off the table. Nothing's off the table.
And the UN Security Council holding an emergency meeting today, the U.S. asking for an independent inquiry into Syrian chemical weapons attacks. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
And now after snow this morning, it still seems more like winter. But meteorologist Elise Dolinar has some spring-like temperatures to talk about. Coming up next in the full forecast.
ABC 36 Storm Team Weather is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau. In good weather and bad, there's Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment. The ABC 36 Storm Team Forecast. Independently certified, the most accurate in Central Kentucky.
Okay, so I'm super pumped. I've been looking at your weathercast all week, and I see some 70s creeping in there
They're
towards
eventually
the
be
window.
making their way in. Yeah, by the end of the week, it's finally going to feel a little more spring-like.
So
Today,
Sunday
tomorrow, not
and
as much.
Saturday are the days to go to Keeneland, right?
Well, we do have the possibility for some storms. Temperatures will be warming up, but we've got some other stuff in the forecast as well.
No more snow?
Not for now.
Yes.
But we did obviously see some this morning. Okay. I think the majority of it was probably gone by most of the time people were heading out and about, but we still had that this morning, about a dusting on the ground. And overall, temperatures stayed a little bit on the cooler side. And you can see right now we have temperatures generally in the 40s, but a few upper 30s working their way in. Currently, it's 39 degrees in Flemingsburg as well as Corbin, 45 for Somerset and London, 41 in Richmond and Irvine as well as Moorhead, 42 here in Lexington. So overall, we were continuing to see some below average temperatures. Our high here in Lexington, only 50 degrees. The average where we should be for this time of year, 64. So we've been below that. We're going to see temperatures staying below average as we head into your Tuesday. For now, we're looking at some calm conditions on your Fort Bing Skyview, the campus of EKU. So generally, we're going to be looking at a quiet night tonight. You can see some cloud cover, though, on satellite and radar, and it's been broken in some areas. So we'll really see some broken clouds as we head through the overnight. But where we do see some more breaks in the clouds, we are going to be seeing a little bit of a better chance for possibly some frost, and mainly in eastern Kentucky. Temperatures overall, though, will be falling pretty close to that freezing mark. Again, it's going to be a cold night with frost in some areas, and there is a frost advisory in effect for eastern portions of the viewing area as well as some southern counties. That goes into effect tonight at 1 o'clock through 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. So again, as I mentioned earlier, if you have any sensitive plants, and maybe plants that are budding already, if you can throw a cloth over them or bring them in just to keep them safe. Tomorrow, though, we are going to be seeing temperatures pretty similar to what we saw for today with some broken clouds. So we will be working in some sunshine, but overall staying below average and a little bit on the chilly side. But we do have high pressure that will continue to build in. Right now it's going to continue to give us winds a little bit more out of the north, so that's going to help to reinforce those colder temperatures. So again, tonight, even tomorrow night, we are going to be seeing those temperatures coming very close to the freezing mark. But here's a look at the futurecast. Again, just dealing with some clouds tonight. Very calm, not too much going on. So it's going to be a quiet start for your Tuesday. But for anybody heading out and the kids heading out to the bus stop, make sure that they are well bundled up. Again, temperatures around 33 degrees, so pretty close to that freezing mark. Through the afternoon, we'll work in some breaks, so seeing some sunshine, but still holding on to a little bit of cloud cover. Temperatures about 51 degrees. Now, as we head into your Wednesday, we are going to work in even more sunshine, but it will be a cold start with temperatures once again generally in the lower 30s. So grab the jacket to start off the day as well as some sunglasses, but take a look at the temperature. It's getting a little bit closer to the average, so we'll see temperatures on Wednesday around 60 degrees. So we're going to continue to stay dry for Thursday as well as Friday. That's when we are going to start to see those temperatures back into the 70s. But as Katie and I were talking about, we are going to be seeing some warmer temperatures as we head into the weekend, but also that potential for some rain and storms. Some of them could potentially be on the severe side. And then we are going to be looking at temperatures dropping back below average as we head into next week. But the end of this week is looking pretty good. Again, back around 74 degrees for Thursday. Friday, not too bad, but that potential for some strong to severe storms on Saturday, maybe even lingering into Sunday.
Well, thank you, Elise. You know, I can't complain. A nice storm with some nice weather. But let's talk sports. Another basketball cat is leaving. Alex brings us up to date on Sasha Killia-Jones. Say that 5 times fast. Ahead next in sports.
good and a little bad for the basketball Cats so far today, adding one player in 5-star forward E.J. Montgomery, losing Sasha Kalea-Jones. Up and down. SKJ will transfer from UK. He'll be granted a full release with no restrictions. And the one-time 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, thanked the coaching staff, his teammates, and Tom Blue fans in a tweet this afternoon. SKJ averaged 3 points and 3 rebounds during his time in Lexington. To see his full statement, including what SKJ had to say, check out the story online at WTVQ.com. The football Cats will wrap up spring ball this week with the annual Blue-White game set for Friday at 6:30 over on the SEC Network from Kroger Field. To get you set, here's a look inside practice with offensive line coach John Schlarman mic'd up, courtesy of the UK Sports video crew.
Get some! Let's go, get some right here. We're ready. You know, the first year this indoor was built was my first year in college. Now, it didn't have this. It had the old school.
Perfect.
It was like razor blades. Said, here. Chase that hip. I want you to chase that hip and square it up. Don't get past his midline. You got to be on that inside number here, especially guards. All right? Come back. Come on. Yeah. We're fine. We're stepping up right there. Here we go. Head out. Yeah. Not bad until the very end. Yeah, you flipped your hips at the very end. Now you got to make sure you don't open up your hip, right? Here we go. Don't open the outside hip when he works out.
Come off the ball!
Good. Here we go. Let's go. Communicate. All right. Maybe we can get it bumped back. Maybe we can't. At the end of the day, Fan, he made that call in Java. We'll live with it. Now you do need to come flat and keep going, right? You lost periph of who your guy was, I think. There you go. Good. Don't swing the gate open when he goes back out.
Mark Stoops is high on Brad White heading up the outside linebacker. So far, he's bringing NFL-level experience to the Cats at a spot where a ton of growth could transpire and some talent could really start reaching its potential. So why is Coach Stoops so high on his newest defensive hire?
Well, the first thing is just the expertise with outside linebacker. You know, he's a terrific coach. He's a great technician, but he's also a big picture guy. But he's come in and really focused on getting our outside linebackers better. And I felt like we had some talented guys, and they played some good football. But I feel like Brad can help take them to another level.
That wraps up your look at sports. We'll see you again on ABC 36 News at 11.
Thank you, Alex. Now, many teen trends have come and gone throughout the years, but one that stuck around has proven dangerous by doctors. Now, we will tell you more about these dangers of this alarming trend in your health next. Welcome back. Vaping is meant to be an alternative for adults who are trying to stop smoking cigarettes, but it's now an alarming new trend. Some are calling it an epidemic. Mary Maloney has more in today's Your Health.
A recent U.S. Surgeon General report found that since 2011, e-cigarette use among high school students has increased 900%. 1.7 million high school students said they had used e-cigarettes in the previous 30 days before taking the 2016 National Youth Tobacco Survey. 500,000 middle school students said the same. The trend is now accelerating among teens. A new generation of easily hidden devices emits so little smoke that some students are even vaping in class.
The most popular item, which is the Juul, and as you can see, it looks like a flash drive. It's not. And then the kids can just tuck it away when they're done.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is concerned that some companies are targeting and marketing e-cigarettes and vaping products to teenagers.
No kid should be using any tobacco product. We're going to be taking some enforcement actions very soon to target companies that we think are marketing products in ways that they're deliberately appealing to kids.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Elise will have a final check of your forecast next, so stick around. Tomorrow night at 11, you'll see the winning Mega Millions numbers with a jackpot of $50 million. Wednesday's Powerball is now up to $89 million.
think every time we read those, I keep saying I'm going to buy a ticket, and I still haven't. Maybe one of these.
I haven't either. Maybe the weather is a lot more lucky than
We'll
mine.
get luckier toward the end of the week with those temperatures in the 70s working in, but we are seeing some broken clouds through the overnight, some frost in eastern portions of Kentucky. You can see temperatures generally in the 40s, but they'll be dropping pretty close to that freezing mark, and as we talked about, a little bit luckier with those temperatures a little bit later in the week. Looking forward to those 70s.
I'm okay with it. Well, thank you for watching, and be sure to switch over to ABC 36 tonight at 11 for more news.